This isn't just a story about a child's imaginary friend. Red circle, it's about a warning, a secret. Red circle and something dark that was never meant to be seen. Warning before you skip, what if everything you thought was pretend wasn't? Red circle, stay with me until the end, because once you know the truth, red circle, you can't unhear it. Skull, this is not just a story, it's a nightmare that became real. My son, Caleb, started talking to his imaginary friend, Mr. Mapes, when he was 3. At first, it was harmless, cute even. He'd set an extra spot at dinner or pause to open doors for him. My wife and I laughed it off, until Mr. Mapes started knowing things. One night, I was putting Caleb to bed when he looked up and said, "Daddy, Mr. Mapes says not to drive to work tomorrow. He says there's going to be a big crash." I chuckled, gave him a kiss, and went downstairs. The next morning, I got a flat tire. Annoyed, I called in late and caught the news while waiting for a tow. There'd been a multi-car pileup on my usual route. 6 dead. I stared at the screen, my coffee turning cold in my hand. I didn't tell my wife. From then on, I paid closer attention. Caleb would drop little things. "Mr. Mapes says the neighbors are moving soon. The Johnsons had just finished renovating. Why would they move?" 3 weeks later, they were gone overnight. For sale sign and everything. No goodbye. Mr. Mapes says the cat's sick. Our cat, Pickles, was fine until 2 days later, when she stopped eating and had to be put down. Still, I tried to rationalize it. Kids are perceptive. Maybe Caleb picked up on subtle things. Then things got darker. Caleb changed. He stopped wanting to play outside. He'd whisper to empty rooms. He'd wake up screaming. One night, I found him sleepwalking, standing in the hallway, facing the wall. "What are you doing, buddy?" I asked, trying to stay calm. He turned, eyes wide and glassy. "Mr. Mapes says you shouldn't go in the basement anymore." I hadn't mentioned the basement in weeks. I'd been using it to store old furniture, untouched since my dad passed and left me some of his things. I asked Caleb why. He just said he doesn't like what's down there. Says it smells wrong. I did go down there. I wish I hadn't. At first, it was just musty. Then the smell hit me, rotting meat, something sour underneath. I searched every corner, and then I saw it. In the far corner, behind the water heater, the concrete floor looked wrong. Discolored, cracked in a circular pattern, like something had been burned into it, then filled in. When I touched it, it felt warm. Warm. That night, I dreamed of fire. A room lit by red candles. My father chanting words I didn't recognize. A child screaming. I woke up drenched in sweat. The next morning, I called my mom. I asked if Dad ever messed with occult stuff. There was silence. Then she said, "Your father was a troubled man." There were things I chose not to see. I pressed, but she hung up. That night, Caleb came into our room shaking. He climbed into bed and whispered, "Mr. Mapes says he tried to keep it away, but it's too late now. It's awake." That's when the banging started. From the basement. 3 thuds. Then scratching. Then a low groaning noise that made my bones ache. I grabbed my bat and went down. The air was thick. The smell was worse than ever. And then the floor cracked open. Only for a second. Just long enough for something wet and black to slither out and vanish into the shadows. I ran. We left that night. Never went back. We didn't even take our things. Caleb doesn't talk about Mr. Mapes anymore. Sometimes I hear him whisper at night, but when I ask, he says he's talking to the quiet man who keeps him safe. But sometimes, just sometimes, I think I see shadows in the corners of our new house. Long ones. And last week, Caleb looked up at me and asked, "Daddy, what did you do to make Mr. Mapes so angry?" I didn't answer, because I don't know, but I'm afraid I'm about to find out.